Hello and welcome guys to another list from Oscar Cooper. I hope you're all well. Just a quick intro here. This list is an update. It's got a predecessor which has got some PSN games from the sort of previous years. Have a look at that if you haven't looked at this already, but we're going through the top 10 best PSN games in my eyes that have come out recently. Okay, so in at number 10, it's Absu from the makers of Journey, and what an incredibly confident visual game this is. The soundtrack is absolutely beautiful, the graphics are stunning, and it really is just a gentle story. There is some story there, but it's not a white knuckle crazy game. It allows you to move at your own pace. There's very detailed character modelling on all the fish. You go to a lot of different locations, you unravel a really cool little story. It's not a huge game, it's very relaxing. I want it to be on this list because it's innovative, it's beautiful, the soundtrack is great. Number 10 on the list, Absu. So talking a good story and good writing, we've got Gone Home in at number 9, and what a surprise this game was for me. It came out free for us, and I'd heard about its reputation on the PC, and it wasn't until I actually sat down with it myself and went through it that I realised how incredible the writing is, and how well they've done the atmospherics in this house, and all the things that are there for you to discover, and it's just a really good story. The characters are great. You don't actually interact with a single human being in the game. It's all there for you to discover at your own pace. It deals with some pretty big issues, and it talks about some quite controversial subjects. A lot of people fell out with the game. It wasn't what they were expecting, but for me it was exactly what I was expecting. It technically is a walking simulator, but there's a lot of interaction here. There's a lot to find out about this house, and Resident Evil 7 took a nod from this game, can you believe it? In at number 9, it's a must play if you haven't got to it yet, Gone Home.
Hi Mom, so I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you, see you soon, bye.
So in at number 8, and it's Ollie Ollie 2, Return to Hollywood, and what a fantastic game this is. If you're like me and you're a perfectionist and you want everything to be at its highest score and at its best combo, that sort of stuff, then this is perfect for you. It's kind of an arcade rhythm-based side-scroller where you flip and ollie and manual and get the most points from a set course as possible. It's got a really cool jumpy soundtrack. The visuals pop out at you. It's an extremely well-made game, this. The developers took a lot of time to make sure you get big amounts of satisfaction from it. I spent about half an hour trying to get a perfect run for this video, and I loved it. More importantly, it comes with loads of features. You've got all your sort of online modes here in regards to leaderboards. You've got this thing called the daily grind, which is about a high score that you can get for that particular week or day. It's really cool. And one important thing, this game sports 4-player split screen multiplayer, a bit like Tony Hawk's back in the old days where you could actually set a score maximum limit for everyone to get to. It works really well. Ollie Ollie. So next up we've got Hyperlight Drifter, a game that takes some direct nods from stuff like Zelda and even the Dark Souls series. It's a really cool 8/16-bit art style going on here. It's all about an open world exploring, unlocking its secrets, enjoying its beautifully fabulous art style. I mean, some of the pixel art in this game is absolutely breathtaking. I go back to it all the time because it's got a hell of a lot to give. There's loads of unlockables in this game, there's loads of upgrades, there's a really cool little village that you visit, and it's just really deep. It was a bit of a sleeper hit, I think. It got the Game of the Year nomination from me for an indie game, but it's something that shouldn't be ignored. The play style is extremely retro, but at the same time it's very quick paced, and the colours are awesome. It's so much fun getting involved in the enemies and the bosses and just unlocking this fantastic world. You actually have a map that you can visit at any point in the game, at any pace in the game. It's one of those sort of go in any direction you want, a little bit like Dark Souls, where you might get yourself involved in a too difficult section of the game and you have to go back to it. It's also got that Metroid style, sort of can't go through a door until you've got a particular key or weapon. It's fantastic. It's made by a really great team. If you're of the younger generation and you're looking at these visuals thinking, what the hell is this? It's for guys like me, it's just so much nostalgia in here, with the gameplay, with the visuals, with the enemy types, with the weapon upgrades, with the fact that you go to a village like in Zelda and talk to everyone. Hyperlight Drifter. So next up it is, of course, The Binding of Isaac by the makers of Super Meat Boy, one of the best roguelite games ever made and an absolute gem on the PlayStation network. A really beautiful little game. It's completely mental, as you can see, and if you don't know the sort of definition of a roguelike or a roguelite game, it's kind of like a dungeon crawler-esque. It comes from a PC terminology where you get one life and you sort of crawl slowly into a dungeon, and there's randomly generated material and enemies and bosses, etc. This game obeys that rule. It obeys it very well. Nothing is ever the same. All the perks stack up. The boss fights are absolutely hilarious. What I love about this game is its music and its art style. It's kind of gory and cute at the same time. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's got so much draw because your power-ups, they stack. They're randomly generated. You never have the same game twice. It runs extremely well. The Rebirth edition has had a graphical upgrade on it, and it's of course a great frame rate, extremely smooth controls. Just look at how much confidence I've got here with maneuvering through these bullets. You get extremely good at this game extremely quickly. It's quite dark. The storyline is about an abused kid who's actually, I think, in some sort of purgatory or hell. It's really cool, the little snippets of story that you get, and it's got this comic book art style and the cutscenes, etc. So it's a must buy. Be careful, there's a Vita version of this game that's completely standalone and separate. This isn't crossplay, so don't think if you buy it on the PlayStation 4 that you'll have it for your Vita. It's a totally different game, but worthy of being on this list. So we're halfway, and in at number 5 it's Thumper, a game that is available in normal mode and VR mode. It works incredibly well on VR mode. It was nominated for my Game of the Year on the VR front, and hop onto my other videos if you want to see more information about it. I feel terrible talking over this game footage because I'll let the visuals and the sound do the talking. Yeah, as you can see, this game is as crazy as a box of frogs. Yes, you're playing as a beetle, and yeah, you're flying through some weird galaxy, and yeah, it's a rhythm-based / driving simulator almost. You can see you have to time your corners, time your jumps. It's a bit like Amplitude. I've never seen or played anything like it. It completely rocks my world. Your head quite literally rings after you play this on VR, but it works really well without a headset also. Such a beautiful game. Thumper, in at number 5. Yep, it's Enter the Gungeon, our second roguelike game on the list, and it came out last year. It was a little bit of a quiet launch actually. It's done by Dodge Roll Games, and it's boasting this retro look, as you can see here. But this game is absolutely obsessive with its gun theme. It's crazy, and it's really hard. Like all roguelites, you've got this random generation, you've got this one life setup, but it's got a huge selling point. It works very well with couch co-op. It made one of my best couch co-op game lists of last year, and it really is extreme value for money. You've got random drops, you've got incredible boss fights, you've got some almost Borderlands like weapons that are randomly generated and found within chests in the game. It's so damn good, this game. So just to hammer home the point, if you've got a brother or a mate and you don't want to buy a AAA title but you want some longevity and a cool game, go for this. It works so well as a two-player. So next up is Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Now this is a very special game. The critics were sort of split on it. Everyone was saying, it's just a walking simulator, blah blah blah, nothing's really going on. Everything is going on with this game, because just like Gone Home, you've got this beautiful story embedded in this fantastic world. Now I'm a little bit biased. I come from a village that looks just like this, so it straight away went to my heart with the nostalgia. It's also set, I think, in the late 80s, early 90s, so it's almost like I was a kid again in my home village. I couldn't quite get over that. It's got this weird sci-fi aspect to it. There's some controversy over the subject matter on a religious level with this game, but I much prefer it to have that. Really, it gives it a really cool angle. It's an incredible story also.
Electrical failures all over Tower 6. The light is flowing like liquid. Its sense of purpose is overwhelming. There's something in... Steven? Steven, is that you?
I don't really want to talk about the plot too much, and I've avoided footage that would reveal any or too much of it, but all I will say to you is, if you haven't visited this game, go to this and get involved with it. It really is absolutely stunning.
Can you hear me? Are you out there, you bastard? You got them all? You got them all? Oh, Jesus Christ, help me.
So yeah, next up it's The Witness, and it's the Marmite of all PSN games and puzzle games. Now this is made by the guy that made Braid, and Braid was on the Xbox Arcade, Xbox Live Arcade, and it was a critical phenomenon. It was a huge success. This is very different, and what you're seeing here is the game is a fragmented puzzle game where you're in an open world and you gradually solve these puzzles to open up more sections of the world. It works very well. Now I just like the critics, have this love-hate relationship with this game. It got so many Game of the Year nominations, and then other reviewers were like, I can't stand it. It's just too, intellectual is the wrong word, but there's just you're stopped at every stage with an issue. They've done a really clever job with the world that you're in. It's a very recognisable art style. It's beautiful actually, and walking around and looking at all these different secrets and areas never get boring. They've catered for that area. suppose it kind of reminds me of that PC game Myst. A lot of you won't remember that, but some of you will. And that was like you got given a problem, a visual problem within a world that had sort of certain cues of how to solve it. What I think my relationship with this game is a little bit like education. I despise it and don't want to learn or use my brain at all, but somehow this game dupes me into doing that. And a lot of critics have said it's kind of like learning a different language. It's got this curve where it sort of teaches you symbols and different things that have an impact on how that puzzle works. So you'll go to areas, and one thing I'll say is, and I've said it before, is it is beautiful. A lot of time has been taken on the colours and the architecture and where these puzzles are placed. It's stunning to walk around. But what will happen is you'll approach a puzzle, you'll be looking at it, and you won't be able to work it out because there'll be things in there that you haven't learnt yet. So you have to. It's quite trial and error. You've got to be patient. I don't mind puzzle games. They're not my favourite thing. I'm more reactionary based timing puzzles. Like, you know, I'll finish a Dark Souls game. But this is a little bit different for me. I am enjoying it. Okay, I'm quite far into it, and I like going back to it. It's high on this list because I can really see the draw of this game in the long run, and I'm desperate to finish it. I want to, but I know it's going to take a lot out of me. But it does deserve to be high on the list. The Witness is an incredible game. There's no two ways about it. It deserves its critical acclaim, it really does, and the designer he is a borderline genius when it comes to making good games. But just beware, if you're like me, you're a little bit impatient, you don't like a trial and error, getting knocked back, having to really think about stuff, then avoid this. But I think you should try it. If it's a genre you're not familiar with, then it's a really, really good place to start. The Witness. So it turns out that I can't count, and I'm also incapable of making decisions because there's 11 games on this list now, and that only became apparent towards the end. This is Firewatch. What a pleasant surprise, as always. I always say that with this sort of stuff, but I wasn't expecting it to be as this indulgent. With this much rich story. Again, it does lean towards a walking simulator, but this world is really a little bit more detailed. There's a bit more orienteering involved. You have this amazing voice acting and relationship with the lady on the CB.
Good morning, Henry. Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in. I can see you at your desk, so call me when you're ready.
Hey, sorry, guess I slept in.
You actually play as like a park ranger who's looking after a sort of nature reserve, and you've come to this job purely by circumstance. There's a heart-wrenching intro to this game that's incredibly well written, and it really does get you emotionally involved. There's a few strange things going on. There's no supernatural elements at this stage, but it's a great sort of to and fro, almost sitcom style comedy with you and the lady on the other end of this CB. This relationship's getting extremely interesting. Some of the stuff that's happening is getting really interesting. I love this game so much. It does so much so well.
Osborne. I found a bra.
A nudie pyromaniac. Remain professional.
There are panties.
There are what?
The critics are very happy with this game, and I think for good reason. The developers have taken a number of things on board. They've made a beautiful world. They've actually added some really interesting character development, and they've allowed you to sort of explore at your own pace and kind of enjoy things as and when you want. It's not open world, but it gives you that impression. Really well done.
There's something someone should have told you about this area.
What is it?
It's outside.
Come on.
The whole thing. And people come and go as they please. It's madness.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
Look, bumping into someone in the middle of nowhere is part of the fun.
So we're here. Well done, everyone. We made it. And of course, it's Playdead's Inside as my #1 PSN game currently. The makers of Limbo, and countless nominations for Game of the Year with this one. Why is it so strong? Because of its world building, its brilliant dystopian future, its darkness, its drab colours, but fantastic method of art in regards to drawing your attention and showing you where to look, etc. A hauntingly dark, fantastic soundtrack. There's no need for text or speech in this game. It's all about that visual language and atmosphere. The game comes up with some brilliantly varied environments and some really dark situations that you find yourself in. They've also done an incredible job of offering some really varied puzzles and some great sort of brain-bending ideas when it comes to... It is a side-scrolling platform game. #1 best PSN game available at the moment. Inside.